Hey, Chris Wedgeworth, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Just got back from flying a ship, so I'm kind of a little disheveled here, but we'll get her under control. I'm guessing sooner than later. Yeah, I'm just been a little bit rattled lately. The weather's been kind of going up and down here. It's warmer today. It's 70 degrees, but it's like they're calling for showers on and off all the way till tomorrow. Haven't had any yet, but every once in a while the sun goes under the clouds and the clouds come back and the sun and so I think it's going to be a cloudy, just unpredictable day. I just went out and flew a ship and got that done and got back here, and Mia's out in the backyard. Hey, Skyfly, how you doing? Waypoint. The as you can kind of see, a lot of high clouds, and it's starting to darken up a little bit out there. So I'm expecting some of the regulars to maybe show up today, but I don't know. Depends upon what they're doing. Everybody, has got things going on. I think Justin probably is out playing a game with several of the other regulars, which makes them irregular, right? Yeah. Justin started playing with friends 3 hours ago. Let me see what's going on over there. Yeah, they're still going strong. So, okay, Chris, back to work. You have a great day too, my friend. Like I say, it depends upon who shows up, when they show up, how long we're going to be on here. I don't know. The nagging thing that's in the back of my mind is, should I keep things going twice a day, or is it time for me to say adieu and just give it up? Question I have in my mind. Yep, Skyfly, I understand. You're just kind of chilling right now. That's good. It's a Friday. You're supposed to save your Fridays for relaxation. That's what they say. But when you get retired, every day is relaxation day. You have a hard time getting started, getting any work done or anything that you of importance done. You can always find the little things that take your time and your energy. So, like I say, I just got done flying a ship, and we'll have to see how it goes. I haven't got it edited yet, but it's ready to be edited now. Yeah, Waypoint, I understand. Yeah, it's kind of a, once you get in the swing of things and do things, you just don't want to give it up. Hey, here comes Captain Joe.
Here you're talking about shutting down. What? What's what?
Well, no, the conversation is whether or not I should be continuing with my live streaming.
Continue. Got a lot of people come on here every day.
Yeah, I know. Just having a hard time putting it all together. All of my time, you think when you're retired, well, you know how this is. Joe, you think
Yeah, I
you got
know.
all that time, and the older I get, the faster time goes by, and I don't seem to accomplish everything I want to accomplish. Yep. Arashiko says we are creatures of habit.
Yep.
So did you go out and fly it all today, Joe, or no?
No, I didn't because I expected it to start raining at any point, and it didn't. It was just the wind was blowing earlier, then it calmed down. I went out there a minute ago, and I could have flew. It's just today is a bus day because it's supposed to be really bad. Now tonight it's supposed to get really bad. It's supposed to be worse than last night. And
Hey,
last night
Z,
we
how
had
you doing? Good evening.
and last night they had a tornado go through down in St. James Parish. Um, they got hammered on the South Shore, down by New Orleans, all that area. We
David
got
said
tip,
David said hello to you, Joe.
David. Yeah, I got. I'm gonna tell everybody hello in a second. We had 52-mile-an-hour winds last night.
Oh wow.
New Orleans had 92-mile-an-hour winds. So it was supposed to get worse tonight.
That's not good.
Yeah, like I said, I went downstairs and that whole foyer underneath me. You can see where water went through there. So they may have got water downstairs in the apartments last night.
Have you heard anything more on your settlement?
No.
Thought they were supposed to do that by this month.
Well, they have 6 months to do it. We're at 8 months. And they asked for an extension because they needed some more paperwork. So apparently the attorney didn't give them all the paperwork at first. So it went back and they got stuff from doctors and sent it to them. So it might extend it 2 months, but it might extend it 30 days, It's like,
Yeah.
but there's no need to, just let it happen.
Yeah, there's not a
That's
lot
the,
you can do about it. It is what it
I
is,
don't
right?
know. I've been through one with Pizza Hut, and I was through a suit with Sire Motor Freight Line when I worked for them. And no matter what you do, you gotta wait.
Yep.
Don't start pushing it. But when you start looking anxious, that's when they want to settle.
Mark White, how you doing? Mark's in the chat.
Yeah, I worked for Sire Motor Freight Lines for a while. I was working the dock loading trucks, and I had somebody push a pallet into the truck and didn't tell me he pushed it, and it hit me on the back of my leg, and it tore an Achilles tendon. So the Achilles tendon, they don't just repair them; they got to wait for everything to calm down. And I was actually 9 months before they decided to go look at it, to go into it to see what it was, how bad it was, and repaired it. So I was out of work for 9 months, and then in a boot for 3 months. And then as soon as I hit 1 year, the company released me from their books like that and terminated me basically. And they told me, and the worst part about it, my dad built that company.
Wow.
And yeah, and they called me up and they told me, they said, well, when are you supposed to be released? I said, I should be released next week. Like that. And they said, well, we want you to come back if you can come back next, it was the following Monday. They said, we're gonna take you off the dock and we're gonna, make you a security guard. So you'll work the security guard shed. That way you won't have to do any lifting, anything right now until everything's fully cleared. And if you want to go back on the dock, and they said the pay is about the same. You're just not gonna be working hard. You know, just checking trucks in and out of
Sure.
the yard. And I said, sure, I'd love to do that. That was on a Thursday they call. Monday, Friday evening, and that was the 1 year date, Friday. And Friday I get a thing at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, hand delivered, saying that I was terminated for being out of the job for 1 year. So they held me back. They did that on purpose. So I didn't even care about it. I said, no big deal, because I decided I was going to start the photography. So I started advertising weddings, and one of my first weddings was an attorney. And we got to talk, and I said, yeah. So let me ask you a question. And I asked him about it. He says, that's all kind of lawsuit. He said, let's go. So and at the time I needed money because I just got married. I wasn't married yet. I needed money. And then I got married, and again, needed money more, you know. And they wind up settling with me for, shoot, it was like $8,000 or something like that, what I got out of it. But that's because you get anxious and you go in there and you fight, you know, and if you go in there and you argue about it, you're gonna wait, you're gonna lose. So you sit there and wait. I waited with Pizza Hut and got about 2 years' salary out of it. And it's just because you sat and waited. But it's coming. Like I said, I've already been diagnosed, so they just gotta put the paperwork together. And if a doctor says something a little off, they're gonna ask the doctor questions. So you gotta wait, because they're not gonna just give it to them.
Well, and the other side of the table, they want us either stall or get rid of you. You know, they're not looking to pay.
Oh yeah. Guess what? They ain't getting rid of it.
East Coast says, thank you for your help.
Oh, you're welcome. They asked me about how long to wait before you put crawfish in with the potatoes and the corn and everything. And the problem, I actually had to look it up because like all I remember is I didn't know there was a specific time. I knew you waited till they get tender, and you got to be at a full boil. That's the thing. It's got to be boiling. You stick them in there. I mean, you got them in there. Once they start fully boiling, you check them about every 10 minutes to see if they're starting to get, like, you stick a fork in them. Once you get a fork to go in them easy, then you throw your crawfish in for about 5 minutes, boil them for about 5 minutes, stir them. And then what you do is then you just cut everything off and let it soak for about 10 minutes. And then you just start draining, and it usually pretty good. But I do everything in a pressure cooker. I get all my vegetables, all my sausage and everything, put it in the pressure cooker. And I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking this. I think you do 30 minutes. I think it's 30 minutes. It might be 20. It's 20 or 30 minutes. I can't remember. But after that, the potatoes and the corn and everything are infused, and then you got the liquid in there. So then you just open it up, and if you're going to use like 2 pounds of shrimp or something like that, you have the shrimp all ready to go. All you have to do is take some of the potatoes out, put the shrimp in, and close it up. Don't even turn it on because it's so hot, and leave it sit for about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. You just look at them till you can tell when they're cooked.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I do it. And within 30 minutes, I could do a little seafood boil. My problem is when I do a seafood boil like that, I'm the one, I usually eat the whole thing. I'll eat it for 2 or 3 days. I'll be on fire for 4 or 5 days. But I'm telling you, I'm getting close to doing it. I'm ready for one.
Well,
Haven't had one in a while.
Joe used to work for Pizza Hut, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Because what I'm trying to figure out here is East Coast Thrill says 19 years with Pizza Hut and left with a stupid watch.
It's about right. That's about right. I was with Pizza Hut for 2 years, wait, 1 year. And then I was at Pizza Hut again for 3.5 years as a GM. And I was doing good. My store was number 17 in the country. So, or my restaurant was 17 in the country. And it got to the point where I had good workers. I picked good people, and I'd watch you at work, and I was nice to everybody. That's how you got to be sometimes. But I was strict. They knew the rules. They knew what to do. They knew I was going to double check them. And the big thing was you got to have people that want to have fun, because you could have fun working at Pizza Hut, even on a Friday night. And I hate to say that, but you can. And you get people into habits. And once they get into the good habits, then you know the night's going to go well.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah, it's all about the employees, you know.
Oh, it wasn't about me. It was about me making sure they knew what they were doing.
Yep, what they were expected of, and they did
Oh,
a
yeah.
good job, and yep.
I had one manager, Kayla. She come to me one night, because on Friday nights, if it wasn't football season, I worked Friday nights. I'd work till about 8 o'clock. Football season, I was out at 5. At 5 o'clock, somebody would be here because I'm leaving. And they knew that because I had to go shoot pictures. And that was my deal. I'd work Sunday during football season to get off early. So it was one Friday night, because I always did the front of the house when the Friday night came, where I could watch the computers and watch. I didn't even answer phones unless I had to. And I was basically worrying about deliveries and orders coming in time frame. And Kayla walked up to me, and she was in a little crazy mood one night. And she goes, Joe, why don't you do this? Why don't you work the back tonight and let me work the front and do your job and take it easy tonight? I looked at her. I said, you said what? I said, take it easy. She goes, yeah. I said, okay. I said, take it easy. I'll go in the back. And I went to the back, and I told the cooks, if y'all need me, I'm going to be washing dishes. That's what I told them. So I started washing dishes. When the rush hit, it was 10 minutes later. She came back and says, please come help.
It always looks better from the other side,
Oh, yeah.
doesn't it?
Oh, I tell you, I walked up front, and as I walked up front, I grabbed a piece of paper out the dispenser for wiping your hands. Took my pen out, walked up front, put it on the thing, looked at the orders, and I put down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looked at the orders because she was messing up with deliveries. Looked at them and looked at, because I knew where all the addresses were, and I went, okay, 1 goes with 4. I looked at, I said, how many are in there? It goes 7. I said, 1 goes with 4, 2 goes with 3, 5 and 6 and 7 can go at the same time. I said, got 3 drivers here, go. And they just looked at me and said, thank you. Grabbed everything and took off. And she looked at me and said, we'll call it up. I'll be washing dishes. I did that. I walked to the back. She goes, and she walked with me. I said, what are you doing? She goes, go back up front. I got the back. Go back up front. I don't want to do the front. But
she got a taste of what you do naturally, and she thought it was gravy.
But the funny part about it is when she said that, it was quiet enough that everybody in place could hear it. I had 2 cooks. I had 6 people in house. I had 6 people in house, and I had like 5 drivers and me. And when she said that, everybody turned around and started clapping like that. You know, like, yeah. It was funny. And we had a radio in the back that we play every once in a while. And it was tonight's gonna be a good night. That the song Black Eyed Peas, I think it is.
Yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, one of those songs. And as soon as that happened, they hit that song, you know, like this. And she said, y'all embarrassing me. They said, no, you embarrass yourself.
That's right.
So she calmed down. But I had an assistant manager that when she was with me for about 4 months because she was a GM and they moved her from the store over to me as an assistant manager, and they were able to run her pay on another store. They'd have killed me. I mean, I'd have lost profits and everything. And when they brought it to me, she used to own a 5-star restaurant, so she could have taken my job.
Wow.
You know, she was that good, but she was arrogant, and she thought she knew everything. And one night, she was in there, and one of my girls walked in. One of my drivers came in, and Haley was about 5'10" and a half, blonde, very beautiful. And she came in, it was summertime and they could wear shorts. She came in with a pair of shorts that were about, I'd say they covered her completely, but they were only about maybe 6 inches total. They were almost like hot pants, but nothing stuck out. So she walked in. My two boys were there, and my two boys at the time might have been like 12 and 14. And they were standing outside when she walked by, and they started walking, looking at her, and walked into the bushes. So they got a good look at her. You know, they walked all into the bushes. You know, I said, what are y'all going in the bushes for? Like that. My ex was in the car laughing. They said they were watching the girl go by. I said, yeah, I figured. And Audrey comes walking up to me, and she gets in my face in the restaurant, and she said, what are you going to do about her? I said, what are you talking about? She goes, she can't work with those shorts on. I said, well, it's not the time and the place. I'll talk to you in a minute. She goes, no, I'm gonna call Melissa, which is our area coach, and say you're letting her work. I said, Audrey, go in the back. I'll be in the back in a minute. And I told Haley, I said, you all checked in, take those, go. She took them and left. So Audrey goes in the back, gets all her stuff. She goes, I'm going home. I'm just gonna check out. I'm going home. She goes, I can't believe you're doing that. So I let her walk out. When she walked out, I told her, I said, I'll be right back. I walked over and said, you can leave if you want. I said, I can still handle the night. I said, but there's no reason for me to tell her to send home. I said, because you didn't go read the rule in the back. I said, in the back, it says she has to wear shorts. Doesn't say the shorts have to be 10 inches long. Doesn't say they have to be 2 inches above the knee. Doesn't say anything. It says shorts. I can't tell her she can't wear that because I don't have the ammunition to. And Audrey said, yeah, but you know that. I said, I don't care. I don't care. She is a pretty girl, and it's not my fault that she's got legs that are longer than me. You know?
Well, it sounds like
said,
the other girl was jealous of her.
Oh no, Audrey just thought that she didn't look right. So Audrey actually shot a picture of her. And sure enough, Monday morning, Melissa shows up with Audrey, and they're talking about it. And Melissa comes up to me. She goes, Audrey says she got a picture. I said, yeah, I didn't even know. So she showed her a picture. And she said, what did you tell Audrey? I told Audrey, I said, based on the rules that we have right now current at Pizza Hut, I couldn't tell her she could not wear these shorts because it doesn't describe what kind of shorts she can wear. And that it has to be a certain length. She said, you're right. And Melissa said, you're right. And she told Audrey, she said, he's right. We could not tell her not to wear those because then we'd be discriminating some type of way against her, and that she could come back at us. And I said, couldn't do it. And then Melissa told me later, she goes, and you got every pretty girl in this town working for you. I said, yeah. I said, I got happy drivers. I said, because they're all pretty girls. They go out, get good tips, and they want to work. I said, if I had guys in here that were the best drivers I had, but they didn't want to work. So you get the pretty girls in here. They go out, they get $5, $6 tips every time they go out, sometimes $10 tips. She used to get $10 tips. She used to work like 4 or 5 hours, make $200. in tips. You know, it's just, but that's the way she looked. And I told Melissa, I said, they do their job, right? Says, yeah. She says, yeah. You don't have any, you got the best delivery numbers in the area. I said, I know. We'd get more delivery orders than we get regular orders, and it would be all the same orders from the same guys that want to see the girls. You know, it was crazy.
Well, that's usually what happens is you always have one employee, especially if they happen to get into management positions, where they think they know what's best no matter what.
Yep. And then Audrey came up to one night. One night it was a Friday night. It was like a couple of weeks after she started working at the restaurant with me. And like I said, she ran hers and then ran a Pizza Hut. And then they moved her over to mine because they were moving her to another one. And because I was short a manager, and she said, we're gonna put Audrey to you. And we knew each other, we were friends, you know. And she comes up, and it was about, it might have been 7 o'clock at night. She says, you want me to start cutting some people? I looked over at I looked at what we had in. I looked over the names, and I told what's her name? Brittany. Brittany was a girl. I said, Brittany, scroll through the names real quick. And I looked through it, and I went, okay, no, not yet. And she goes, well, we only got like 12 names up there, 12 orders, and they're all taken care of already. And it's like, I said, no, I'm waiting on 2 orders. She goes, what do you mean you're waiting on 2 orders? I said, I'm waiting on 2 names. I said, we're going to get another little hit. I looked at the time and said, we're going to get another little hit. She goes, what do you mean? So watch. Because she hadn't worked at that restaurant. All of a sudden, we got hit with about 18 orders, right? So we got hit with the 18 orders, and my cooks knew, everybody knew. So they're working through everything and doing everything. Then I noticed one of the names hit. And I said, okay, we got one. And Brittany was watching. She knew the names I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden, we hit the second name, and she goes, Joe, the second one hit. I said, okay, start cutting. Like that. I said, Audrey, you can start cutting now. And she went through and started cutting the people down to get the hours right. And she goes, what were you looking for? I said, these 2 people order the same time every Friday night, and it's usually right after the rush. And they've been doing that for the last 2 years. Every Friday night, right after the rush. I said, if I wait till them, my rush stops. I said, I don't know. They must sit out in the parking lot and watch. That's what I told them, you know. I said, but I said, you'll see. And it happened. I was there 3.5 years. 3.5 years, every Friday night, I got the same 2 orders about the same time. It was always, and then everything died for a half hour. You know, so I could cut half my staff.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey,
So you're
Dominic,
still at
how's it
home?
going?
No. I
The
was just
waiting
out.
game, right?
Yeah.
You're not
Well,
less of a person?
I was out doing a sunrise, sorry.
Yeah, I knew you're at home because I could see you at your chair. You're sitting there.
Yeah. I'm at home. Yeah. There we go. It's all happening now. Yes. Okay, let's get ready to rumble. Hello to everybody in the chat.
So nothing else? You haven't heard anything more about your medical or whatever?
No, not yet. And it's a Saturday, so I don't expect to.
Oh
hear
yeah, that's right.
anything.
You're a day ahead of
Yeah.
it.
As I said, I don't expect to hear anything until Monday.
Well, I'm sure the Vegemite's glad you're not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Did they miss you when you went to the hospital the last time?
It seemed that way, yeah. Yeah. Hi, Brian.
Oh, shit. I got that one woman that keeps asking me about, I forgot all about her. She asked me about the pictures for the son that she's paid for, but
Yeah.
these are the
Mhm.
pictures that don't go in the package. And she asked me, she says she wants to buy them like this, and she says, I know they don't belong to the package, so she came out with that, like that. So what I'm gonna wind up doing, I think, I'm not gonna set a precedence. What I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna just give them to her. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do it just like I said. If you belong to the club, you get them at basically half price. You know, it's because one
Yeah.
of them
Pay the
is a
membership.
team picture.
Pay the membership fee, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You get it. It's a whole, like, instead of paying $5 for a 4x6, I charge you $2. You know, so I'll tell her this pricing, and this is what it will come out to. You know. So I'll make maybe about $15-$20 on it, but I don't want to give it to her, and then she start telling other people, well, he gives them to you, you know,
Hmm.
because believe me, they got word of mouth. And I couldn't find two pictures. I was looking at them and saying, where the hell are these pictures at? It was this year. See, that's even after the season's over with. It was when they got their
Hmm.
awards. But she ain't getting them. She was trying.
Mhm. That
There
doesn't
it
hurt
is,
to try.
645. Yeah, I couldn't find it. I was looking. I looked at the numbers that I was saying. I got a code that I put on these pictures that tell me about where they were. I was looking at 2024, and I said, I'm looking at the other ones of 2023. Just go up a year. Walked right into them. Because she wants prints. I'll be even nice. I'll tell her, I'll give her the price, and I'm gonna say, and I'll send you the JPEGs with it, you know. So at least I'm getting paid for that. I don't mind what she does afterwards.
Eric Mark.
But I'll tell her tomorrow. I'll let her sweat another day. Okay. And found out my son is going to be moving July 12th.
Hmm.
He's got one of the apartments down the street,
Oh, it's an apartment
another
just down
apartment
the street,
complex.
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know if he was moving to a different department in a different town or,
No, he's got I know he wants his own place because he's been here 2 years because he's used to his own place. And so he's moving out. He's got I think it's a 1 bedroom apartment, and it's in a place close to where he works. And he's going to be the resource officer for the buildings, so he gets it for like 500 a month. So
Mr. Stickley's here.
Oh, you didn't put the link in the chat.
Oh. Okay. Sorry about that. There you go. My apologies, everybody.
Let's see.
Whoever would like to join, feel free. Come on in. Join the panel.
Hmm. Roll up, roll up. There's mine.
That's all right.
Hey, Mark, how's it going? You join? So I apologize, Mark, for not having it pinned.
I did say about 15 minutes ago in the chat that there was no link.
We don't read the chat, you know that.
Us old guys, we're kind of funny like that.
Hmm.
And Dominic
That's too much
wasn't here yet.
multitasking.
Dominic wasn't here yet to point it out because he doesn't bother with a link. He's got his own personal link.
Yeah, well,
That's like me.
I
I've
went,
got it bookmarked.
I copied the link and sent it to myself in Messenger. So I found it eventually and clicked on it, and it said, "Sorry, but this link don't work."
No, no.
Oh, wonderful.
Let's see.
So Justin, you played for what, about 3 or 4 hours today so far?
Yeah, something like that.
Your volume is real low, Justin. Here comes Lance.
Here comes Lance.
All the way from the West
Automatic.
Coast.
Wow. All right.
The nice West Coast. It's nice and dry right now. Gonna head up to my
And here's
cabin in
David.
about. It's the
And here's
weekend.
David too.
David's lucky. He's gonna have 2 printers.
No, the other one's going back.
Oh, I know what that is. Hold on.
No, David.
How do you know
he
mine's
was
not working?
referring to Captain Joe's.
It might be. Might have it on stealth mode. I cannot believe, okay, now I'm upset.
What's the matter, Joe?
I'm looking at the pictures from my cousins and everything,
Me is trying to.
and they're starting to put
Right.
little things about my cousin that passed.
Oh,
The family's starting to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the pictures they're showing are pictures within a year of her, you know? But one of the daughters has got pictures from the hospital, how she looked the last day.
good evening, Mia's Drone Adventure.
And
Good
that,
evening.
that, you don't need to do that.
No, you
You
don't.
were in the room, keep it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that just, to me, that's insult, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's cause she wants to see the last day she was with her, but keep that on your phone.
Yeah.
What's up, Dusty Mike? Let's see who else is in the chat.
Yeah,
So
that's
on
just-
the panel, Brian.
I am the only
Yeah.
one that has seen my mom the last day she was alive. I took a picture of her, and I haven't shared it with anyone.
Yeah. Cause I didn't even take a picture of Carol that day. I was gonna do it to show my daughter and I said, no.
Let her remember her in her own mind. Yeah.
Yeah. And my daughter hadn't seen Carol in maybe 2 years. So, and Justin, Justin hadn't seen Carol in 5 years because he never gets on that side. 'Cause he's always either fireman or police officer. He's working. And he's mad at himself that he didn't go see her. You know, and like I said, Nick said he was going to take emergency leave and come home. And I told him, no, don't. What do you mean? I said, don't. I said, you don't need to spend the money to come home for 3 days.
And he won't
You
get
come
there in
home.
time.
Yeah, because she'd already died. I said, you'll get here at Christmas time and then you go see Bobby. Then you give everybody condolences. I said, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I said, you don't need to do that. I said, that's going to cost you a couple of $1,000, at least $1,000 to get here and back. You know, I said, and I'm not being cruel about it. I said, I was military, and if she is not told like immediate family, you know, I wouldn't even do it. Like my grandmother, I came home from my grandmother. You know, now she and they, I think the last time I had the kids over there like a Christmas day, because we started doing Christmas over here, and we'd always, when we go to my sister's restaurant, we'd wind up over at Carol. And my sister stopped doing the restaurant maybe about 6 years ago. So for about 6 years, we didn't go over to her on Christmas Day. We'd go sometime around that time.
Yeah, most
So it's-
people only
yeah.
usually get leave when it's immediate family anyway.
Well, it's
Most-
got to be
most-
immediate family.
Right.
And as further as that goes, unless it's, he could have said that she was like a grandmother, because she was, and they might have given it to her. But being a lieutenant, he could have got it. You know, that's not an issue. Being an officer, he would have been able to just take it. But I told him, I said, no, you got your career ahead of you right now. Worry about what you're doing there. I said, when the obituary pops up, make sure you write something nice. I said, if you want to send flowers, send flowers. And I told him, I said, don't get crazy with the flowers. I said, because they're going to die. And half of them are getting thrown away the day she gets buried.
Yeah.
He come back and said, well, you're cold blooded. I said, no. I said, I've been around almost 70 years, you know? That's how it is. I said, the best thing you could do is wait till you get here, tell everybody something when you get here. I said, and then just keep her in your mind what you remember.
Yep. Hold her next to your heart.
Yep. And I found a picture of, like I said, a picture with my kids and her at Mardi Gras, and sent it to each one of them. I sent it to the kids. Because that's one of the pictures they'll remember the most, because we always used to go to Mardi Gras and have fun. I'd be out in the middle of the barricade shooting pictures while she was standing there with the kids. Yeah, I
I don't.
cannot believe that though.
Yeah, you know, the sad part of it is I haven't had a lot of close friends in my late stages of life,
Mhm.
you know, other than you people here. But I have people that I went to school with, and some people are big into that. You know, like if they went to high school with them back in 1970, they got to make sure they go to the funeral home and go to the funeral and all that kind of. It just doesn't strike me as that, because I haven't been part of their life for the majority of their lifetime.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense that, Don. Always make sure that you hide those kind of pictures from the FBI.
Yeah.
That's like when I see people bawling over somebody famous that died. I'm like, yeah, it's sad and everything, but I can't cry for somebody I didn't know personally. You know, I just don't have that in me.
How you feeling, Justin?
Fine.
So earlier today, set the 3D printer going, left the room, where Laura comes out the kitchen and shouts, "What the fucking are you printing that dirty shit for?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Well, it was something like this. Yeah. But if you actually realize it was a fucking battery box and that was the tree.
It's a battery box for what?
Batteries.
What batteries?
AAA
regular?
and AA.
Okay. That's funny.
Yeah,
Just
Bill,
storing them.
Bill,
Just
I
for
use a lot of them
storing them in.
batteries. Yeah. Well, I use a lot of the batteries, so it's always good to have.
Yeah, and then blister packs they come on nowadays are a waste of space.
Yeah.
Anyone watching the PGA and see Scotty Scheffler and how spoiled he is?
No, I'm not into golf, but
The guy gets run over and killed right there by the course. He speeds off and drags a policeman down the street so he can get to his tee time on time. They arrest him. And then let him go later. And he played today's round.
I was wondering what they arrested him for. I didn't know why.
yeah,
I
you
thought
think you
thought the PGA was in June.
Nope.
no, they have tournaments goes on all year.
Yeah, I know there is a tournament called the USPGA, and it's in June.
Well, the tournament
It's usually
of-
It used to be in
tournament
August.
of-
Mark.
when is the tournament of champions? I don't know.
So
That's
the
the
big
one-
four,
That is
The
the
big
one
four.
Mark's on about.
the
The
big
big
four are
four.
now in April, May, June, and July. They used to be April, June, July, and August. The PGA was in August, but they moved it
Uh,
right around the pandemic to May.
yeah,
So
because
now
the
it's April, May, June, July.
US Opens in June, British Opens in July.
Correct.
Hmm.
And they, like I said, they just moved the PGA recently.
Right.
And the way we're building on golf courses over here, you better hurry up because otherwise there'll be a block of flats on all 9. We're about to lose another big golf course down here.
Oh, they won't be getting rid of any of the open venues.
Which one is the British being played on this year?
God.
But it won't be Brentwood or Basildon because they're gone.
I know the ladies' British Open is being played at St Andrews. Damn, where's the men's this year?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's at the Royal Troon in Ayrshire.
David,
Yeah.
if you want to print a pile of crap, literally print a pile of crap as a hide key.
Yeah.
Just throw it out in the.
It's at Royal Troon, just north of Glasgow.
Hmm.
Right. What was that, Justin?
I said if you really want to like print a pile of crap, they got hide a key that look like dog crap. You put your key in there and hide it. You know your spare key.
yeah.
They tell you not to do that anymore over here.
Oh, you got that many people walking around picking up turds?
Well, that's what people expecting where to be. You know, if you've got a turd laying on your doorstep, people are gonna go, why is that there?
No, you just put it out in the middle of the grass. Or you can
Well,
hide
what's-
hide them in Laura's bed. I mean,
The one thing I don't hear a lot about is the food printers, you know, where they print food.
Yeah,
they came out with one a few years back,
Yeah,
but
they got the
it
chocolate one.
It
yeah,
turned out,
they print cakes.
yeah, they have them, but the one that I saw a couple people do, big channels do reviews on, they were really finicky though. They didn't
Yeah.
I
like
want the
them.
chocolate one.
I've got a chocolate fountain.
Shame Lance ain't there. You have to wait for him
How
to come back.
often are you eating chocolate where you need a fountain for it?
Exactly.
I know.
Like usually that's something you see in like a restaurant or something.
Yeah,
No,
it's
we
why
have them in
not?
the homes over here.
Why
It's
not?
so
Indulge yourself
Well,
once in your life.
Yeah.
people
Every time
can
you get bored on a
stuff in
Saturday,
it.
you just stick your head underneath it.
Yeah.
No, there's the Golden Corral here in our town. They have a chocolate fountain, and you can go up there with, and they got these long rods, and you can put fruit at the end of them, and then
Yeah.
put them into the fountain.
Yeah. I've got a
Run
chocolate
chocolate.
fountain, and I've also got a cocktail fountain.
I just don't think I would ever utilize those enough to warrant buying one though.
I didn't pay a lot for it.
You know, there's a lot of cool kitchen gadgets, but then you end up finding out you don't use them half the time when you actually buy them.
Mm.
Like how many bread
yeah.
makers have been regifted?
Bread makers were really big during lockdown.
Well, you know,
My bread maker's in the kitchen.
you know how many people I've seen buy bread makers and they'd make the free couple packs that came with it and then they never
Yeah.
touched it again?
The only
Mhm.
problem with my bread maker is I can't use it now. I've lost the flaming paddle that goes in it, so I've got to try and
Mhm.
find a replacement paddle for it.
If not, find someone to 3D print it for you.
I'm
No, they're
busy.
metal.
It'd have to be food
Close
grade.
enough.
Yeah, get food grade 3D.
Surely
print.
they'll have a metal printer sooner or later.
They do have 3D metal printers.
It has to be metal because it gets so hot. And
But
it actually comes out with the bread. So you then have to dig it out the bottom of the loaf.
Take up this big hole in the bottom of your loaf.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that sounds great.
Yeah, sounds
Well-
like you got a broken one there. Because that's
No, the paddle is down at the bottom of the loaf tin.
I understand where you. Yeah, I've seen that.
So
I've seen
once-
it before. Yeah.
Once it's finished mixing everything, it's stuck there at the bottom of the loaf.
Yeah, I know.
So the loaf bakes around it.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you don't cook your bread over 200 degrees, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what temperature. I should do, but I don't.
Just whack it on fully, sod it.
They just hit those buttons.
Well, no,
That's,
because
that's all I do with food at night. When I cook dinner, yeah, I look at the back of it. It says, cook for 20 minutes at 180 degrees. Back off, full heat, 20 minutes. See you later.
dude, this is a
And it
metal
comes
3D
out
printer.
black and crispy. Yeah.
Exactly.
They do have them. Now, whether how strong this shit actually is because it's layered and not casted, I don't know. I wouldn't trust it with certain things, obviously, but they do have them.
I'll just put. I'll dig it out of the cupboard.
And they're so expensive, they don't even give you a price. You have to request a quote.
Put the what's it.
Mm.
Put the damn thing in.
Are you there,
What's up,
Lance?
Mike? Donald, how's it going?
Donald,
Donald?
good evening.
Donald?
Donald's
Lance?
in the. Oh, come on.
In the chat.
Lance was on.
He is there because his car's moving, but he can't obviously
Yeah.
hear us. which is a shame, really, because he's going to like what I've got to say. No more 3D PLA from me is going to landfill.
Hmm.
Good
None
for
at all.
you.
What
Oh,
are you
so
gonna-
you're
what are
just,
you gonna do
you're,
with it?
you're selling the new
You're gonna
printer
stop
then?
printing then, huh?
Nope. It goes in the blender until it gets chopped up into fine little bits.
Yeah.
And then I bought some silicone molds to make Christmas decorations. And I just put the filament in the shells, put it in the oven.
You're
20 minutes later, you've got some Christmas decorations. Whack them on the market, sold. Somebody else's problem for landfill.
Well, I understand your sentiment and your exuberance in doing that. Have you ever thought about the electricity to do it and to heat it and bake it and clean it and whatever?
No.
I've heard,
not to
let's-
mention, not
let-
to mention the fact that it'll blunten the blades in the blender.
let me ask you something. You remember the last time you stuck random shit, literal shit in the oven, right?
No, this is a tried and tested method.
He's like, oh,
Oh,
let me
you-
just dry out this used cat litter. Oh God, dude.
Spaghetti
Can't even
casserole.
imagine.
Look, when you're
Yeah.
young, you do things once. If you don't do if you do it a second time, you haven't learned. And you're never gonna learn, right? I learned from that mistake. But this one is a tried and tested method. All you have to do is whack your trees and all that from your 3D print, sort them all out in individual colors if you want. So all my luminous colors are all going in one pile and the other colors are going in another, and then just get blended up, tip them into the molds, put them in the oven. 20 minutes later, Christmas decorations, which is a lot quicker than actually 3D printing a Christmas decoration.
Well, and like I've said before, I'm super surprised that some of these really environmentally conscious countries and states here in the US. Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't banned this shit yet. To be honest with you. I would figure California would be the first one to ban 3D
You
printing.
do realize that PLA filament is actually environmentally friendly because it's corn.
Oh,
Hmm.
but I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised though if places like
It's-
that didn't do it though.
Yeah, they're pretty much
California, like,
biodegradable.
banning everything.
Yeah, it's pretty much biodegradable now, PLA. Only takes another 60 years for it to disappear. I won't be around to see it disappear, though.
Well, and the other big question in the world is, for everything that you do in England or Great Britain, how many assholes over in Western Asia and those countries don't give a shit and are doing 10,000 times worse?
Exactly.
Yep.
You see, this is the other thing, Paul. You were on about the electricity, right? Most Christmas decorations are made in China.
Yeah.
And then you've got the air fuel being pumped out, to bring it over.
Mhm.
I've cut that out.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a big warehouse factory going off over there, making electricity, but there's no airplanes in the sky.
So are you going to start making Christmas tree lights?
Baubles.
Yep. Christmas baubles.
Baubles.
Baubles. It sounds like you're mumbling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I plan to do, on a couple of them, because someone's already ordered some, right? And I think they're a bunch of ends, ding dongs, bells. That's the one,
Oh, okay.
right? So when I print them, I've already learned how to put subliminal messages in them.
Mm.
if you print out the little words and lay them in the bottom and
Mhm.
then put the filament over the top and melt it, the
Mhm.
actual words will melt into the bauble and will be there.
Mm.
So when he gets his bauble, he goes, thanks. And then he turns it round, it says, asshole.
Ah, perfect.
So Lance, what are you up to this evening? You just going and vegging out for the weekend or?
Yeah, my wife gets off in about an hour, and we're gonna head up to the cabin. Take us about 2 hours to drive in traffic, and have pizza on Friday night. It's our pizza night.
You
So
know, if
we'll
you
have-
don't drive in the
Hey.
traffic, you might get there a bit quicker.
That is correct. And if we waited an hour, we'd still get there in 2 hours.
Yeah, but you just don't have an hour on the road.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I told my wife, but she wants to get out of town. She'll sit in traffic. And actually, normally it's about an hour and a half if there's, light to no traffic. And if there's heavy traffic, it can be anywhere from 2 to 2.5. But that's what I'm doing, Paul. I'm going to go up and build a fire and watch the rain come down and build a pizza. How about
there
you?
go. So by me saving this PLA, I'm offsetting what Lance is about to do. Sorted.
Just a normal weekend here.
Yeah. And how many flights did you do today of the ships?
Just one.
Okay.
One's enough.
You're cutting down a bit there, Paul.
Well, there hasn't been that when I'm able to go, it's not a ship there, It's like right
Yeah.
now, there's no ships anywhere.
I put a complaint in. They're not running to your
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah, they need to be in my schedule. Yep.
Or do a ghost ship. This is what it would look like if it was here.
Yeah, just do a flight round. Like you do a normal ship, just do a little flight round and just put the ghost ship and there's no ship there. Sorted.
If we only had a ship.
If we only gave a ship.
No, we'll go and buy one.
Or take a.
Yep, you got to be ready to take a ship whenever you can.
Yeah, it is a shippy kind of day today.
Yeah.
Well, if Joe prints you a ship, you could put it out to sea and then go around it whenever there's no ships around.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm about to pull into my driveway, and I've got to pack for tonight, so I'm
Okay.
gonna call it a day. You guys
Okay.
have
Yeah.
an awesome evening.
You have an awesome weekend.
We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Catch you
Bye-bye.
later, Lance.
Later, Lance.
I unpacked the last of the moving boxes today from last July. The one that's been sat at the bottom of the cupboard for all that time.
Mm,
It's great. I found everything I've been looking for.
that's good.
Who'd have thought they were all in that last box?
Hey, Paul, the
Yeah.
winds, like I said, were 92 miles an hour in New Orleans last night. In New Orleans East, there were trailers, mobile homes and trailers flipped over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
They
not
said
good.
in that area, there were 50 oak trees taken down.
Why don't they tie the trailers down?
Well, they're
They
supposed to
usually
be.
stake them down.
Over here now, because of the way the winds are going, they started putting hooks concreting into the ground. So if you get a weather warning, you can.
Well, they usually
Chain the caravan
usually
down.
put stakes and chains into the ground on mobile homes, don't they?
Yeah,
Joe?
they usually do. That's why it doesn't make sense. Yeah, they were showing them. There were a whole bunch of them. A lot of them were travel trailers,
Yeah.
but there were a few mobile homes.
Yeah, well, when I had that big mobile home that I used to drive around in, the motorhome, it had levelers and everything like that. And it had the hooks on the front where I'm sure you could go out and stake it down,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it didn't automatically screw into the ground or anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, they still got 17,000 customers without power,
Hmm.
and we're gonna get hit harder tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's supposed to hit us
Mm.
after midnight harder than it did last night.
What do the pupper dogs think about the storms?
Oh, they don't like it. They don't like it at all. Tino will lay down over on the corner, just right to the right of me. Loki gets behind me, and Cleo gets right under my feet.
I have not had. This is one dog, Mia, that doesn't. Storms and high winds don't bother her at all. She just continues to lay down and snore or whatever. It's the first time out of all the dogs I've had, all the dozens of dogs that I've had, they're not, usually if it starts storming or whatever, they're always going. No, she just doesn't even hit her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had lightning last night. They were getting between 700 and 1,000 lightning strikes down
okay.
in New Orleans area,
Yeah.
and we started getting a few up here, and we had it was like you get a flash and then the thunder, so it was right there, and they were cracking around here pretty good. And then we had the lights flicker about 3 times, and then this morning I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden my lights flickered and went off and came back on.
Wow. David, do you ever get some bad storms there? David's walked away. He flew off somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they get storms there like everybody else.
Your
Yeah,
volume
we
is
get-
real low.
we
Justin,
get
are you
a couple
away
of good
from
ones.
your microphone or?
Let's see back here. That one.
Let me check my,
And yeah, we do get storms. We get a lot more smaller storms than we get bigger ones, but we do get hurricane type storms that are enough to knock trees over.
Donald. Good evening.
Hey, Dominic, they still haven't taken you back?
No, not yet, but it's a weekend, so I've got to wait till Monday until I get any
Oh,
information. Yeah,
I thought they were supposed to be taking you in today.
he's on hold.
they were, and then they cancelled because there's industrial action going on. So they
You
they
tell
closed
them
off.
you don't care. You tell them you don't care how shoddy of a quality the job is. You get whoever, even if the janitor has to get in there and do the work. You want in now.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I'll
he
just ring
doesn't.
them up now and tell them.
It's his birthday on Sunday. He's quite happy to go in after then.
Yeah, yeah.
It's your birthday today?
Sunday.
Tomorrow,
Sunday.
Sunday,
Oh,
tomorrow
I thought
for
it was
me.
tomorrow. I didn't think it was today. So I'm
No,
not
but
gonna
he's
wish you a
gonna be
happy
ce-
birthday till
He's gonna
tomorrow.
be he's gonna be celebrating gallbladder day on his birthday.
Just tell him you want some cake afterwards.
Yeah. Tell them, seeing as how you couldn't eat for however many hours before the operation, you want a piece of birthday cake
Mm.
after it.
What is it like? Is it like 12 or 14 hours before, Dominic, or you can't eat or drink?
I think it was 12.
Yeah.
It's only so you don't throw up because of the anesthetic.
Oh, then that means we have just a couple more days to say, can you believe the gall on this guy?
Yeah. I have no goal.
Are they going to take the French part of him out?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, yeah. I had to think about that one.
Yeah.
What's up, Jim? Corey, how's it going?
Jim Carrey's in the chat.
Yeah.
Jim and Corey.
You enjoying yourself there, Donald?
No,
Look like you're having a relaxing time on the back porch, enjoying
Looks
nature.
like you're pondering.
Oh.
Looks like you're pondering an existential crisis.
Ooh, is it midlife crisis time yet?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get to watch
no,
it go
that's when I
by.
bought the Doom buggy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Damn it, you've already gone through it.
Yeah. Nope, I'm giving up on a commercial production, I think.
Well,
Oh,
what are you gonna do then?
I don't know. I'm putting in my application at a couple retail places today. Just, you know what? I'll just go work a 9 to 5 retail job and
Just not taking off like you want?
nope, I said I'd give it a year. A year's up in August and yeah, it's not gonna happen.
well, you got till August, so
I honestly think, like I said before, I think you're just in a bad area for what you do.
Yeah.
I
We
don't
have
think
we have another agency that moved in just recently that they do mainly print and stuff, but still.
Have you seen about maybe getting a job with them? I mean, you got a lot of experience, don't you?
Yeah, it's one of those places that if you look at their website, it's all women and it's her girls, her team.
uh-oh.
And so it's a woman empowerment thing and they only hire women, it looks like.
Yeah. You won't
Although
have to look at
although you can't really say
Cody.
anything about that because hey,
Well,
Just get the right shade of lipstick.
it's just as discriminatory to only hire women
As it is only to hire
as it
men.
is to only hire men.
If you're talking logic, but we're talking about the reality of perception in the world.
Yeah, the reality of perception has no logic attached to it.
But no, I'll keep doing videos and stuff. I still have my camera and my edit gear, and I can still produce videos, and I can still do a little bit of stuff on the side if I come across it. But
It's just another form of affirmative action.
So are you still
For an actual-
contemplating finding a regular job, Donald?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm giving up. I'm gonna just find a regular 9 to 5 job. That'll be my bill pay job.
Maybe you could be an employment counselor.
The fuck is that?
Those are the ones that work for either they work for government or they help other people find jobs.
I have a friend who does that.
Yeah.
Alright.
You know, the TSA is hiring for a agent out here at the local airport.
Sure. There you go.
That's a government job too. It's good benefits.
Cushy government job.
Here's the forecast for
Wouldn't that be considered a what is it, a headhunter? Is that what they
Yeah.
used to call them back in the day? The
Yep,
guys who
headhunters.
go out and find, but usually that's for high paying positions, those type of people, right?
Yeah.
Like you're trying to hook them
that'd
up.
be a headhunter. This is for somebody who works like kind of on a local level and people who are out of work. You kind of, it's a placement service basically.
Oh, kind of like a temp agency then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, headhunter is somebody that goes out and tries to hook 6-figure jobs and stuff like that for people.
Yeah.
Did you,
Yeah.
Donald, did you apply to the TSA?
No.
Why?
Actually,
I
that might,
might. They send you off for training. Yeah, go for like training somewhere for a couple weeks, but you have to touch strangers
yeah, when people,
Yeah.
Can't do that.
and pat them down.
It
Well,
depends
people-
upon if you have to touch.
Yeah, but
strangers.
you're allowed to wear latex gloves.
when people like
Yeah.
Matt come in the border, you get to do cavity searches. It's a win-win for everybody.
I'm out.
Well, you know,
Not me.
every TSA job, Donald, isn't having to do with passengers. It might be having to do with
It's like
aircraft
cavities.
inspections or any kind of.
like-
Yeah.
It's like cavity searches for everybody. I want you scraping the back of their teeth.
Yeah, you get to wear a gun for work.
Or it could be, you know, TSA agents are the ones that run the conveyor belt where it goes through and they look at the scanner and
Yeah, most TSA agents don't wear guns though. Most airports have their own police departments. Well, the big airports do.
I might see what I might see what the application process looked like out there.
yeah, I would because you understand a lot of aircraft stuff, you know?
Read the job
I
description.
don't think that has
first.
anything to do with it.
Is there a job description that is online?
Yeah.
Just touching people. Cavity
It's
search.
touching people and checking their luggage.
And telling people, I'm sorry, sir, would you mind just walking through that again?
You gotta do
Just
that,
think,
that
about
that credit
politics.
card nutsack check.
Hey, Donald, everybody will tell you the reason you shouldn't, but I'm telling you the reason you should because A, it's a government job. B,
Yep.
it probably would make sure that you could retire from there with a retirement. All kinds of things rather than just going out and being a knucklehead.
Oh, and
at
not to
Walmart
mention,
or
it's
wherever.
probably gonna pay better than your average minimum wage job would.
Yep. Better
course,
pay,
the
better
hour-
benefits.
The hours are going to be dodgy, but
Yeah, but if he were to go into retail, the hours are dodgy there too.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a dodgy anyway.
Yeah.
it depends on what time the airport opens and what time it closes. If it does,
Yeah, it's a small airport.
Oh, okay.
And look at what you wanna do. Do you wanna do something that's more labor intensive or less labor intensive?
TSA
know.
agents, I don't see them pumping iron and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Well, I mean, that's less labor intensive than like working at Walmart, for sure. You're not, having to lift heavy boxes all day. and
I don't know.
crap
I
like
haven't
that.
thought. I just kind of the last day. Finally, it's kind of like losing my job all over again. Kind of giving up on the dream.
So you're
Never give up on
you're
the
in the
dream.
midst of procrastination.
Never give up
Well-
on a dream.
How you
just think though, when all the gorgeous women that walk
I
through,
guess it wouldn't be a dream because it was just giving up on what I know.
you get to tell them to
It's
take
not giving up on
the,
a dream. It's giving up on what I
Yeah,
know.
but Donald, you're a smart guy. You know
Yeah.
a lot more than most people, and they all got jobs.
Here's an
What the
idea, but it's a big one. Put in applications in other places for the same type of job, and if you get it, sell the house and move. There you go.
No,
You can move down to Florida. Come on now.
Yeah, just
Sell
will
the
get
house
you a
and move
job.
to a different country.
my wife has a good job here. All of her
Can harass
family,
Bill in
and my
person.
family is around here. Not gonna do that. So
Well, you got your
I'll see.
107. Why not try to look and get in a drone, see if there's any drone companies around there looking for pilots? Or maybe something like Daryl's doing. I mean, granted, you'll be on the road a
That's
lot, but
on the road a lot. No,
Doing the whole Nelson thing.
nope. I'll just start putting my applications in wherever somebody will take me, and I'll just punch the clock and
And be a bean counter.
is there a lot of crop farming around you?
I don't see him crop farming.
I wasn't on about doing the crop farming. I was on about
Hey.
buying an agricultural drone and
Yeah.
go around all the farms.
I don't
doing
think
the
there is any
insecticide
agricultural
and
drone type
the,
stuff.
well, he's only got to have about 50 grand to put up for the drone, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a problem I easily solved.
Definitely be getting that second mortgage on the house.
And the agricultural pesticide licensing and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and the insurance.
Nope, it just kind of, I'm good. I'm coming to terms with it. It'll just be
Oh, you could look around, see if there's any nursery jobs. That'd be something up your alley. You like
Work
planting?
with
No,
babies?
I'm talking about like nursery, like plants
Growing
and
pot.
stuff.
yeah.
I'm just saying you like that kind of stuff, so maybe
No,
there's something around
no.
there that
Not
You can get a
children's
job doing.
nursery.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought he was talking about being a nursery like with babies.
yeah. They don't allow me around kids.
Wasn't your fault. You didn't know that that was a playground you were pissing in. So why would you put a playground behind a bar?
Exactly.
Yeah, though the swings on the slide might have given it away.
East Coast Thrill says go to work for Amazon.
No, oh,
I
God.
thought about getting my Class E and driving.
You know, a UPS is a good company to get with if you can get in there.
Hmm.
They're starting their drivers
I'd have
off
to.
for
I'd have to
crazy
get
amounts of
Class
money.
E license. I'd have to go and get that. That's not a big deal. I've thought about doing that too. That's a thought that's going through my head today.
Donald could be an Uber driver.
Why do you need a Class E? What the hell is a Class E license?
Commercial.
A Class E, yeah, it's commercial. It's basically non-truck driver commercial.
There's
So-
different.
You don't
there's
need that
different
over here.
versions-
You
there's
can-
different versions.
You can
of
drive
class.
up to. You can
different
drive up
class.
to a. You can drive up to a 3.5 tonner on a normal car license here.
Not
Yeah,
here.
not here. Not if you're doing it for hire.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you're working for a company delivering stuff or whatever, you still all you need is your normal car license for up to 3.5 ton.
See, that's perfect if I live there.
It would be. hmm
But yeah,
Hey, East Coast Thrill says he wanted to be a long haul driver, but he loves his smoking weed.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on the road all the time like that. Screw that.
no,
I
we
feel
got
Donald on that.
family who's always on the road. He's home every week, but he drives a lot. He loves it. And it's just not the lifestyle for me.
Well, no, you got family and everything there, you know? if an over-the-road truck driver is the person that's either single or their wife is busy and they don't, whatever.
Well, that's something you have to be built for. It's not for everybody.
Yeah. You gotta, they're wired a little bit different.
Hmm.
Especially truck drivers. I mean, there's some of them guys, they'll only be home for 2 or 3 weeks out of the year. And you add up all the time that they're actually home. It's not much.
Drone Shot says you could always drive for Jimmy John's. Delivering pizza.
Jimmy John's is sandwiches. Papa John's is pizza.
Oh, that's right. Jimmy
Oh,
John's.
close enough.
Sandwiches.
It's all food.
Yeah, just become an Uber driver.
Uber Eats. Yeah.
I don't know if Uber Eats would be that big around your area, huh?
No, I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
And Uber Eats, they only allow so many drivers. Like Uber Eats and all those, like DoorDash, they only allow so
Yep.
many drivers in one area, so it's not oversaturated. Now,
Yeah, it's kind of
Uber
like a Walmart.
drivers, right? Uber drivers, there can be a million of those. They don't do that with Uber drivers, but they do it with their food side of it. And it's hard to get to. I was on the waiting list for Uber Eats for over a year and never
That
got a
seems like
call
a
back.
thankless. That seems like a horrible job to, and a way to destroy your vehicle anyway.
Oh, it is. You
true.
put a lot of miles on your car.
We get a lot of delivery people here on e-bikes.
Not so much here. You might have a little bit of that in great big huge cities, but not here.
Yeah. Where I'm at. Have you ever seen me drive to the lumberyard on Laura's channel? Takes me
No.
15, 20 minutes.
Not sure. But you pass absolutely nothing in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there are the Walmart delivery thing. They've got some people over there that they get some deliveries over there, but I've seen the people that do it. Doesn't look like they're making a decent living.
Mm.
Kitty, 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 kitty. Come here. Come here. Come here. I know. Come here. Come here. You're almost here.
Yeah, I wonder
Don't
if
run
there's
out
any,
over here.
Donald, have you looked to see if there's any county or city jobs of it open?
Yep.
Those are usually pretty good ones. You can find one.
Yep. Working road crew and stuff like that. Ugh. Or temporary summer maintenance for the city park.
Mowing
That kind
lawns and stuff, yeah.
Oh, most of the county guys I see are usually sitting at the park not doing jack shit, so.
Hmm.
Look, you're famous.
Yeah,
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 city
right there.
inspector, though, you have to have some kind of, sure you
What's
have
the-
to have some kind of license
What's
for
the
that,
kitty's name?
Dusty. Depending
This
on
one,
what
Momo.
states.
You need the
What?
qualifications.
Her name's Momo.
Momo.
Yeah, I'm assuming certain cities and stuff, you'd have to have some kind of background in that, like what Dre
Mm.
does.
I think it's Japanese for peach.
Well, usually every community has a Parks and Recreation Department.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's talking about city inspector. I would assume you'd have to have a background like Dre to do something like that. But I don't know.
You'd
He does
have
have a
to.
background.
He's saying you
Mhm.
don't, but it probably depends on what city or county you're in too.
It also
Depending on
depends
what-
on what you're inspecting.
Yeah, it's gonna depend on what what they require. I mean, every city and county and state can be different.
Yeah, just remember, I
So-
spent the last 23 years developing no skills.
Hmm.
Try the utility companies around there. Those are really good jobs. You can get on there.
Well, the other thing I was thinking of with a city job, and maybe East Coast is thinking the same way, is number one, you have to have a good public personality. You have to be able to talk to people and relate to people. Oh, they can teach you the job.
I can fucking relate to people. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Can you
I've
try
seen
that
your
for
city, Dusty. It explains a lot of why they hired you up the street. But anyway,
Have you tried your local news channel and TV channels and stuff like that?
Yeah, I
If
can see
they
Retail's a
him
bit-
doing. I can see you
Like
doing the weather.
editors
Retail
or
is a better
cameramen or
choice.
something.
Retail is a better choice. They hire kids directly out of college and burn them up at minimum wage.
Hmm.
I could see Donald doing the nightly news. Donald, what you could do is start off your show with, you know what the fuck happened today?
Yeah. Look,
What's
this
wrong?
bit cunt did.
That'd be a good name for a live stream.
Yeah.
I think better. What the hell happened this week? Because it's palindrome.
Yeah.
WTHHTW.
Yeah.
Hmm. If Don will be sitting there and all of a sudden you see fish eye kind of sneak into the picture.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I did write. I've looked, and I can't find anybody else who has made this joke about Robert Kennedy Jr. The one that I made the other day that he's talking about. He had part of his brain eaten by a worm, and I said that makes sense because his uncle's brain was taken out by a slug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I was the guy that went behind the pipe. I'm
Cold-blooded.
sure you were, Dusty.
It is such a low hanging fruit joke. I figured somebody else must have thought of this.
Yeah.
I am gonna find it. I think it's original. I feel really bad because that joke is gonna be out of date here in a week. Topical humor,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Remember
I know.
You remember Dusty making fun of Tim about poles? He's talking about pipes a lot in the chat. He literally said I was the guy behind the pipe. What's up, Gitchy?
Hey, Gitchy.
I get
Gee.
you.
There you go. You could be a flight attendant, Donald.
Go be there you
Yeah.
go. You can be like the show The Rookie and
Yeah.
go be a 50-year-old police officer straight out of the academy.
Donald, just check a leave
See,
that.
I logged on here
I'm a gamer.
to make myself feel better, and you guys aren't doing that.
Well, Gitchy could tell you she's run into a lot of TSA agents, and you said that they're looking for help.
Well, he does have a airport around there, get you, but like you said, it's really small.
East Coast says the lady that just delivered their pizza was 60+ years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, but he ordered the pizza 70 years ago.
Yeah.
And she was looking for a big tip, so she was wearing a boob tube and a pair of boxer shorts.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Hey, yeah, I just had a link pop up on the bottom right-hand side of my YouTube. It says 22 minutes of explanation of what happened to the bodies of the Challenger crew.
Oh, okay.
What the hell?
Okay, so the 60-some-odd-year-old lady was delivering pizzas,
Yep. 60+.
and you're saying that she was showing boob?
Yeah,
Was she showing just a little nipple underneath her knee-length dress?
yeah. She was.
No, I'm just saying. The women delivery drivers, they always dress for getting tips. So she was wearing hot pants and a boob tube.
I don't know what the hell your delivery drivers are doing.
Gitchy says, quote unquote, Donald, you read the chat.
Our
Gitchy
delivery
says,
drivers are all
I can't
TSA
read the
is
chat.
not a bad gig. They get paid $45,000 a year, and I believe plus government pension.
Wow. Maybe I should apply.
I think you should.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt, I guess.
Well, if you don't apply, you're definitely not going to get it.
Well,
Hey,
it's not
good
gonna
point.
hurt as much as the guy's ass you're gonna be putting your hand up when they're searching for drugs, but.
Justin,
Listen, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Well, one finger or
Go to the
three.
easy way or the hard way.
I mean, I doubt you'll get that much action in a small airport like that, to be honest with you.
I bet they get more action than the bigger ones because criminals tend to use the smaller ones.
Here you go, Dominic.
Yeah, but it's not
Oh,
an
nice.
international. It's not an international hub, is it, Dom?
Nice.
No, it's where
No.
they do puddle jumping from
yeah,
one.
but here's the thing, Mark. I don't know what your thinking is, but it doesn't matter how busy they are. They all get paid the same amount of money, whether they're standing on a street corner or in a busy airport.
No, I mean they're not going to get international drug smugglers coming into an airport
Nope,
that doesn't
that's
have
right.
any international flights
How do you know?
And hookers make
because
way
they'll
more
have had
money
to
on
have
the street
landed
corner.
somewhere else first.
Yeah.
So they'll have done the searching.
Donald, check it out. Let us know.
Well, put it this way, right? You're in Donald's area, and you need to get your drugs from Donald's area, say, up to Paul's area.
Take notes, Donald.
Are you going to go through the bigger airport where more security, more people, more chance of getting caught? Or would you go through Donald's smaller airport where there's less security and less chance of getting caught?
Look at Don.
Yeah, actually,
put
I
it-
think your chances of
I'd
getting
put it
caught
on an
are.
Arctic and drive it.
No, actually, I think your chances of getting caught
Yeah,
your
when
chances
you
of getting
when you go
caught
in for
are
the interview,
probably.
Donald, you do that. Do that.
I think your chances of getting caught in an airport are probably higher in a smaller one because you'd stick out more than in a
But you
bigger
keep it in
airport
your
with
pants.
thousands
You
of
don't
people.
have to stick out.
I don't know. That's just my opinion, right? Think about it like
Yeah.
shoplifting, right? If you go in the middle of the day when there's hundreds of people in a Walmart, you're less likely to get caught. You go in there in the middle of the night when nobody's in there, you stick out because you're one of only a handful of people in Walmart.
Gitchy made 2 more comments. She said, "Go for it, Donald. I'm sure it's not as bad as you think." And secondly, she said, "Small airport, the better."
get more drug runners through that, through small
Mm.
airports.
I just said that, and they shot me down.
Mm.
No,
I don't want to know what
think-
Joe
I
and
me and Joe-
David
I
are
don't think-
running.
I don't think
Me
you
and Joe are on the same wavelength.
You
Yeah,
don't get a
That's
lot
right.
of drug
That's
runners at
scary.
small airports because
you're not going to go through a big airport if you're on a drug run.
Well, I wouldn't go through an airport at all.
No, I wouldn't.
Well-
I'd drive.
People do.
If it's internal, I'd just drive.
Well, the
You got
point,
le-
the point being,
Less
the Gucci
chance of
station
getting
is-
caught if you drive from one city
is
to
if
another.
if they're bad guys, Mark, they're not going to go to a small airport. They're going to want to blend in with the bigger crowds.
No, because if
No,
I
they're
want,
not even going to want to
Right.
fly.
if I wanted to do a drug run in the UK, I would go to Southend Airport and get an aeroplane over to Manchester and then my international flight from Manchester out. The reason being, Southend doesn't have much security, but once you're in the airport system and you come off your plane, you've gone past security. You're less likely to be rechecked.
Wrong.
Not here. You get
Because
rechecked every time you
The
change
internal flights go into a different
got right here,
terminal at
please.
Manchester than the internationals. So you would have to go from the internal flight arrivals along the moving walkway on the Skyway and then through the departure at the international. So you'd still have to go through all the security all over again.
All right. If I was to do it from Southend to Stansted, right, you
Do the
still
same.
won't go through security. No, you don't, because you're getting a connecting flight, so you're deemed as past security. You're free to walk.
Yep, you've already been through security.
You don't go through security twice at the airport. You only go through
Yep.
once. Now, if
unless you change terminals.
the only time that you go through security twice is if you look suspicious and they decide to pull you aside.
And if
Yeah.
you change terminals, if you go outside and you come back in, you go through security again.
It's very rare you go outside because if you're on a transfer,
A lot of
Well, we're
You're-
talking about big airports, not
well,
like
a lot of the
your
airports now, once you get
No.
into the terminal, you're stuck in there until you either leave or you have to walk back out of the airport.
yeah, normally they just ferry you on a bus to the next terminal, and
like- But like Vegas airport, once you get into
not
the
at
terminal, you
Manchester.
can't not get it back
I'm telling
outside
you,
unless
you
you
do.
leave.
Not at Manchester. You have to walk out of the domestic terminal, then walk in through.
if you're on a
You walk about
transfer,
200
you don't go
yards
out. You're ferried
Walk
to
about-
your next terminal on a bus.
No, not in Manchester.
Well, Manchester must be special to everywhere else.
Yeah.
Now, see, like in
Because-
Vegas, what you do is you go through security, then you get on a tram, and it takes you over to the terminals. But between security and the terminals, there is no access to outside. You
Exactly.
can't get outside at all. And the only way you can get back out is you have to go back through the way you came, or you get on the plane. One of the two. That's the only two ways you're getting out of there.
And once you've gone past security, you're in international territory. You're not in UK territory.
Not in the US. There's no such thing as any airport that you have free run.
Well, I'm not going to argue about it. I know what it is. It is what it is.
Well, yeah, it is what it is in the UK.
Now, over here, if you're an international airport, if you're, it's hard to explain, but it's not technically international territory. It's still U.S. territory, but it's You're not really supposed to go outside the airport unless you go through customs.
Well, the thing of it is they don't want you mixing with the public or with other passengers that have not been scanned.
Yeah, but domestic flights, you don't go through customs.
No, you don't.
Well, domestic flights here, you go get checked at the door. Nobody boards an aircraft here in the U.S. unless you're checked. I don't care if
Same
you're
over
going
here.
from piddly twinks to piddly twinks.
They do have that, what is it, that
Yeah,
fast
but there's
pass
still
shit
no
they have now?
customs. They still X-ray your baggage and stuff like that, but there's no customs.
Where's the no customs?
Because
you
there
guys
doesn't
don't know.
need-
I think he's
there
actually
doesn't,
said
there
it's
doesn't
not
need to
actual
be
customs.
customs
Hey,
because
Dom,
you're not
It's
going.
security.
Get a TSA job and straighten everybody
There's
out.
no,
will ya?
there's
Yeah.
no.
You guys don't know anything about smuggling. What you do is you liquefy the pot, mold it into the shape of an ice cream truck, and drive it across the border.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what's funny is there was an inspection station in California, right where I lived at. And you would have to drive through there coming out of Nevada on 15, and they would ask you, do you have any fruits, vegetables, anything like that? And like a lot of times U-Haul trucks, stuff like that would get searched. But if you just got off the freeway a mile and a half before the inspection station, you could take a side road and go completely around the inspection station and get back on the freeway 4 miles down the road and go completely around it. And you know how many people would go through that inspection station with cans from Nevada because they're trying to smuggle them over the border so they could recycle them in California? Technically, that's illegal.
Yes,
Because
the
of-
Seinfeld gig.
And they got caught doing that multiple times.
Mhm.
Used to happen all the time. They would pop
There-
open U-Haul trucks and it'd just be full of crushed cans.
There's some people who were trying that just a while back that got busted.
Yeah, because like Michigan, places like that, they have the higher recycle.
hmm
Some of them are 10 cents per can, some are 5 cents. So people will try to smuggle them across the state lines
Yep.
so they can make more
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Seinfeld had an episode where they were going to do that.
no, you recycle ours, but we don't get paid for them.
We get 10 cents.
Yeah,
No,
you get
bugger all.
we
money back.
recycle over here, but we pay the council to take it away.
No, what
Yeah,
happens is you pay
Big
a lot
truck.
of times you pay a fee on like a, say you buy a 12 pack, you'll pay a fee on top of that. You don't notice it, but you pay something
It's
and then
not-
they
When you
get
return it, you get the
It's
cash back.
additional.
yeah, you get the money
Well, you
back.
can't return it. You've got to put it in your recycling bin.
No, we've got
Oh,
this
no.
big recycling truck where you put it in and you just keep putting it in, then you hit the button, you get a voucher to go to the local supermarket.
Yeah, that's how they do them here too.
Yeah.
Up in New York, we used to take when we would recycle all the cans and bottles, when we would go like every couple of months, we'd take a couple trash can loads. And you'd stick it
Right.
in the machine and it would spin the bottle or the can, it would scan the barcode.
Yeah.
And then it would suck it into the machine, crush it, and then you'd get a little paper voucher. And you'd take it up to the register and they'd give you money for it.
When we used to
Bring back
have
the old
money
pot man.
coming round the streets delivering fizzy drinks,
Yeah, the fizzy pot man
Then-
in the 80s and 90s.
yeah, Corona and Alpine, then you used to get money back on the bottles when you gave them back.
Yeah.
Well, it's an
The only
incentive
other
for
thing
people to
you give back
recycle
is
though
milk
too.
bottles, and you don't get any money back on them either.
Well, it's
Nope.
incentive to get people to recycle, so.
Yeah,
Bottles
well,
and
you've got
cans
my
are all
recycling.
recyclable here in Michigan.
Yeah, you guys have one of the highest recycling. You guys get
10
like
cent
10 cents.
deposit on everything.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, yeah, everything's
right.
recyclable, but we just have an extra dustbin for putting recycling
But
You
Mark,
can put them in there as
We don't
well.
get-
Mark,
put them
does,
in there
does
with
the,
the-
does the retailer charge you 10 cents for every bottle and can that you
No.
take out the door?
No,
No.
No. They do here.
So it incites people to take it back and get their money back is what it does. Instead
They
of
do
just
'em.
throwing.
They do on beer bottles in the Seychelles. You always used to get money back when you took the empty beer bottle back.
Cause like here we have recycle bins and trash cans too, but not everybody separates their shit. You know, they might dump a whole bunch of 2 liters in their trash can. And the trash guys don't sit there and, you know, pick and prod through every trash can. They just come up, the arm reaches out, grabs the trash can, throws it up in
Well-
the back of the truck, and they go to the next
Yeah,
one.
but we have 4 different bins. One for general rubbish, one for paper, one for garden rubbish, and one for
Yeah, we
metal,
got
glass,
4.
and plastic.
Yeah, we got 4.
Right, but if you mixed in, if you got a couple of things in the wrong bin though, they probably wouldn't notice.
Oh, they'll
Because-
come.
Oh, they
come over there and
notice.
shoot you.
Here, they don't,
They don't
don't say
bother if it's
anything.
putting recycling stuff in your rubbish bin, but if
you
you
get it
put
the other way
anything
round.
else, if you do it the other way round, or they
Right, but it depends on how how each trash guy pays attention to that though too. Some probably don't pay attention to it at all, because they don't give
Well,
a
the
shit.
point is that we have a driver of the trash vehicle, and then 2 or 3 blokes bring in the bins to the back of the wagon,
Oh, see, they
putting them
don't do
on
them
the-
like that.
putting them on the hoist, and then tipping them in, and then taking the bins back to the garden again.
And they're
No.
incentivized by to issue fines if somebody does it wrong. Yeah, you get a little
Here-
red label on your bin saying you've been a naughty boy. Here's your fine.
Well, like I said, here they don't have
Right.
guys that jump off and get the bins. Like they literally, you put your bin at the side of the road, they just drive up, grab it with this big arm on the side of the truck, and it flips it up into the truck, empties it, and then they just drop
Hey,
it on the
East-
ground and keep going.
Donald, East Coast Thrill
That's
says you
just
should
one
be,
guy, that's it.
should try and become a highway patrol officer. They get paid
Yeah.
good money too.
No, you-
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'd have to go to school.
he would
3
have
or
to go
4.
to, some law enforcement agencies now require a degree in, criminal justice now.
Oh, yeah, criminal justice. Yep.
And then,
all of
not
them.
to mention, some of them do have age limits
They have
on
an
the.
academy they send you to for
uh,
like 6 weeks or 8 weeks.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is some require you have that degree and the academy, but some of them also have age limits on the academy too.
Oh,
Well, I mean, it's no different than the military. Military, you can only go up till 35. Now, sometimes they will do.
if you're
uh,
a specialty person, they'll look at you no
Well,
matter what.
if
Hey, Don, you need a
if
duck?
if they're trying to fill quarters because they're having a real low enlistment rate, they can do, what is it called, waivers, Joe? Where they can get people in that are a little bit past the age limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
could do it. They don't,
If
they don't
they-
do it often.
Yeah, it's if they're really struggling to try to get recruits, they can do waivers
Yeah.
at certain points, but
yeah. So Justin, you mean these sort of trucks?
yeah.
Yeah.
And the drivers, like I said, they literally pick the trash can up in 2 seconds and they're gone.
Yeah. That do this.
Yep. That's all they do.
That's what Adrian does, huh?
But they can,
Yeah.
but they can do a whole street in a matter of minutes, so.
Yeah, but you can see what's happening with these. Well, that one. Right, that's enough trash.
But it's also a way of cutting costs. Think about it though. If you're a trash company and you gotta have 2 or 3 guys on a truck with a driver, you're paying 4 people to pick up trash where one guy can do it twice as fast with a truck like that. So they look at it as a cost cutting thing. Cause we used to have trash trucks like that where 1 or 2 guys would jump off the back and they'd run down the street and grab trash bins, but they don't do that no more. Because now instead of having 3 guys on a truck, they can pay 1 guy. And like I said,
Well,
they'll
the-
do a street faster than 3 guys will do it. They'll have a street done way quicker.
Yeah, they usually do. Well, even with
Tim's up.
mechanical
How you
ones, they're
doing?
got two people in the truck.
Well, it's actually going to get a lot easier to cycle over here soon because the government want everything just to go in one general waste and one recycling bin.
That's the way it should be.
Well, and the thing is a lot of,
The council will pay people to sift through it all and pull out what's recyclable and what isn't.
and a lot of Western countries have claimed they were recycling shit. And then they're finding big old trash heaps that are a mile high in like Uganda and shit.
Oh yeah, that
Nigeria.
happened over here because
Yeah.
BBC did an investigation, a live investigation on Panorama, and they went over to Nigeria, and he goes, right. He says Basildon has got the highest recycling rate in the country, and he says, but look at this. And he just pulls one bag and there's just shitloads of recycling bags.
Yeah, it's a
Big
lot of
recycle.
Western countries have done that. They've used third world countries as big dumpsters. And
Yeah.
they send all their junk there, and then these people will sit there and sift through mile high piles of shit, and then they're the ones that are actually recycling the stuff.
Yeah. And some of them don't even do that. They just go through it for your electrical stuff, you know, anything with data on it and stuff. That's what they're after. And then the rest of it just gets chucked.
Walmart door greeter.
Mm.
Dominic.
Yeah.
Dominic, I bought that coffee on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
I was looking and for some, it just popped up all of a sudden. I looked at it and the regular price on this is like $4.99 a can.
Yeah.
It's $4.99 for the 12-ounce can, right?
Mhm.
Every store in the area is $7.49.
Oh,
Don't make sense. And I can subscribe and get it for $4.99 and get
Yeah.
it sent to me once a month.
oh, great.
So guess what? I'm gonna save money.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, that Amazon subscribe and save thing is quite good. All you do, you find your item and it goes, subscribe and get 20% off. All right then. Click it, get your item 20% off, just cancel it. Thanks very much.
Well, you can. They say cancel at any time.
Yep.
But it lasts me, a can like this, if I do one coffee a day, lasts me about a month. And if I could do $5 instead of $7 a month, hey, I figure I made a couple of dollars.
I'm looking on Missouri's police thing, and they don't say
Is that
anything about an
instant
age
coffee?
limit, but you have to be at
Oh,
least
hell no.
21.
That's New Orleans restaurant blend, coffee and chicory.
But to
French
be
market.
honest, if Donald doesn't want to put his hands on people as a TSA agent, sure as hell ain't gonna want to be a cop because he'll do
I
twice as much.
Can't stand coffee with chicory in it.
Mark,
That's what
do
we
you
grew
not
up on
think-
here.
Mark, do you not think the way Captain Joel talks about saving money all the time, you not think he should have been a Yorkshireman?
Or a Scot.
Yeah. Where did go next door if they could save a penny?
Well, I'll save a penny anytime.
Hmm.
Because I always spend too many pennies on something else. Like when new drones come out, you know,
Pretty deep running.
rabbit holes.
Boston cream honey buns.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop that
Fast
because I
food.
was losing weight until I started eating those again. Now I'm steady. I'm steady about the same. So I'm gonna have to stop it again.
Here.
I saw a cartoon the other day where, you know, how people used to go around and ask if they could borrow a cup of sugar or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, this one, the guy opened the door and there was a naked woman there wearing
Ooh.
just a pair of high heels with a cup. She said, "Can I borrow a cup of bath salts?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Why not?
What do you want me to share this, Dusty? I don't get it.
There you go.
I think Donald just dropped out.
23 yard
Yeah,
off.
Donald,
dump.
somebody dropped Donald.
Yeah, but Donald.
I think he looked a bit annoyed, to be honest.
Oh, I
He's gone filling that application form in.
Why not?
TSA.
Yeah.
It just, you want to hear something awkward, talking about the woman at the door. When I was a GM at Pizza, we were behind on drivers one night, and my assistant manager said, "You
Later,
want to
get
drive?"
you.
Because she said, "I'm not. I don't want to drive." And I said, "Sure, I'll go on a couple of runs. Give me."
That's why
So I took off to this one run, and it was in Greenleaves, a subdivision. And when I knocked on the door, woman comes out in her bathrobe, and the robe's all undone, right? And she says, "How much is it?" And I looked at it and I gave her the price. And she goes, "Well, come on inside." I said, no, I'm good. I'm gonna stay right here. So a few days later, she called up and asked for the same delivery driver. Like that. And so I went back out there, and again, she met me at the door in her bathrobe, wanted me to come in. Nope, not coming in. Like that. And then the ironic part about it, what made it awkward, was years later, my ex-wife moved into that same subdivision, and the woman lived right behind where my wife lived. My ex-wife lived, and I was over there one day, and she comes out, looks at me, she goes, "I think I know you." I said, "Maybe." And I knew when I saw her, I knew same woman, and I said, maybe not.
Oh, the answer to that should have been not as well as I know you.
Oh yeah.
All right,
No,
guys.
I should have known her better.
I'm out. I'll
Catch you
catch y'all
later.
later.
Okay. I'll see you soon.
Later, Justin. Later, get you.
Bye, Gitchy.
Bye bye.
You remember the old phone stands that used to be on like a springy arm that you could reshape and move around? I found one of them in this box and it's fucking perfect for my phone.
Mm.
And now I just can't stop playing with it.
Hey, David, I'm looking for a 3D print of an Avata 2 battery holder. It's like the charger that comes with it. I found it on Cults, but the guy wants $11 for the print. I ain't buying it.
What the?
Because I want to print it, put it in the case where I don't have to take it out of the case. And then I'll move my the regular hub somewhere else in the case. And I'm not giving you anything. You just got something. No.
No, but everything I can't find one on here. But normally I just search Yegi, and let me just share this with you.
Mm.
Justin off playing games, is he?
Yeah.
He's live, isn't he, tonight?
I think so.
So Joe, I use this website, Yegi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, you just click the free there and just search. You'll
Yeah.
be surprised what comes up.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that one. I couldn't remember.
Mm.
Yeah. It's the only website I use now because it searches them all.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot all about that one. They do have one right off the bat. That's the same one.
Yeah,
The guy
make
in
sure you
Colts.
click the little where it says clear options and
Yeah,
then
make it free.
click free.
Yeah, it's not on there now.
Yeah, because I wanted the it's an old program, British program, the 321 Dusty Bin.
Right.
And the guy wants 50 quid for it. It's like, sod off.
If the guy wanted like $4 for it or something like that, I might have done it, you know. But it comes out it comes out to $11. I ain't paying $11 for it.
Now, I mean, some of the paid files, if they're good ones, I wouldn't mind buying them and then sharing them with people. You know, go partner.
Well, that's what I did with the Avada 2, these blue guards right here. These. That was a $5 file. And that one was perfect. Now I got to get some red, white, and blue TPU. I found this thing that gives you red, white, blue, and black, and it divides each one of them out to 2.2 pounds. So what it is, it comes out total 2.2 per kilogram. So I'm thinking about, because it doesn't take much to print, I want to do the red, white, and blue, like 3 layers. So that the TPU is red, white, and blue like that on the thing. But I don't feel like spending $30 for that. I'm waiting to see what it goes on sale. But if I print it, I'm gonna print about, that's all I'm gonna use it red, white, and blue for. So I'll probably print about 3 of them. Yeah, they don't have the Avada 2 batteries yet. They got the stuff with Avada 1. That's the only file I've seen. And it's the exact same case as the battery case. I mean, it's exact, except it doesn't have all the electronics in it, just plastic. So that you put it in that area where the case goes, and you can leave your batteries there, and you don't have to take the case out. And then you take your charging hub and just stick it under the drone. That way you can pull that out, and you don't have to take it out every time. And technically, you could hold 3 more batteries under there in that if you wanted to. But I flew yesterday, right after I shot some pictures at noon, and that was my 60th flight in a month, in 4 days with the Avada 2. 60 flights. Comes out to, in footage, 38.7 miles. Yeah, that sucker's been in the air. So, Paul, I did a whole different thing yesterday at that football game. I told you this morning. What I did was I got next to the writer because I didn't want to try to just shoot like a game, because it's not like a game. And I told him, I said, let me know the feature people you want, and I'll just shoot that. I went newspaper guy yesterday. And I said, I know you want the quarterback, the running back, probably the other 2 quarterbacks just in case. And I said, then we'll just go from there. I said, Hammett, you got to have Hammett because his dad, his brother, 2 brothers, and he's all alumni of the school, big names. So he said, yeah, I got to get Hammett in if we can. So I went through and I shot the pictures. I sent the pictures in, and usually the spread is about 4 to 5 pictures max for the spring game. 6 pictures yesterday. Got 6 pictures in. Everybody that he was talking about that I put in got put in the paper yesterday. In fact, the coach's son had 2 big plays, and I took a picture of him standing there like he was getting ready in his stance, and he got mentioned in it that he had I think 3 catches for 101 yards yesterday. So I had a good day yesterday with pictures.
Mm.
It's not only time I get 6 pictures at a time in one article is around 4th of July. I usually get 3 to 5.
Well, I think I'm gonna close her down.
Okay, we'll call it then.
Yeah, we'll call it a day. And Mark, thanks for being here. David,
Yeah, catch you later.
Joe, we'll see you in the morning, right?
I should be, as
Okay,
long as I got electricity.
okay, Dominic, we'll see ya.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.